Hello everyone, we are going to do your October monthly sign. So we're sticking with the same signs. Um, I'm just going based upon, I know that I got a couple of sign confirmations. I don't know about the others, but we'll continue. And we are looking at Aries, Taurus, Capricorn and Pisces for October. I do have my October predictions that I want to share with you, and similar to what I'm going to do with that is probably I've already had some downloads for this last couple of days of September going into October. I am going to look at pulling the cards for your signs for this week, and then intro into what I've been getting for October for you. Remember, whatever I say doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. It's just guidance. Should you be feeling that? Should you be witnessing that? Maybe how you can handle, for example, not being able to sleep, or bringing to your awareness that actually your sleep could be causing you to feel a bit depressed or needing to recharge, as opposed to like the message of, okay, you are depressed, you need to sleep, you need to recharge. Do you know what I mean? It's not a gloomy thing. I do recommend that you revert back to this in the month of October to see how you can get guidance on things as well. If your moon sign is one of these 4 signs, I would check that out as well. And we are going to start like we did last time with Aries. I believe October, which I will go into the separate October themes and predictions, is going to be similar to the last few months. So I'm not going to say it's going to be like September or the beginning of the year months. No, it's just going to be a bit turbulent. Okay, we are going to see chaos because there's so much tension. But it's kind of like how you can have intensity versus balance on a collective level. So we're going to pull out your card from the tarot so that I can see where to put the timestamps. So firstly, I need to look for Aries, and you can jump to your timestamp. Aries, so Emperor for Aries. So Aries, what I'm going to do is pull cards to see what I can get for you in terms of kind of guidance now and into October. Okay. I feel like this is saying the Libra new moon is going to be significant. I think it's around the 21st of October. I believe we've got a full moon in your sign probably around the 6th or 7th of October. I do think that you are going to be feeling quite psychic during this time. I'm getting with the cards. So, you know, this week, and you could already be feeling it because we've started this week. Like the power is your psychic ability and intuition right now is quite powerful. That's what I want to say. Look at that creation. You know, it's the crown chakra. Split the deck one more. Gratitude. It's interesting because what I was going to say here with this, and sorry, I need to get my nails painted, and I was wondering whether I should just do it tomorrow after, but I want to make sure I utilize any time I have to get the readings out because I don't know how it'll be tomorrow. I feel like you've had unrealistic expectations on something or on yourself, and that could have like dampened your happiness and your kind of gratitude and overall optimism on something, because you set unrealistic expectations on something or someone. I feel like right now, if you wanted to take the lead role on something, it's a good time, or there's a limelight energy for you. I want to pull more cards. I do think some of you have been worried about something, and you know, worry is not to be diminished or worry is not to be, is not, I don't mean to diminish your worry, but I think the amount of worry about something, and it's only for some of you, is greater than the actual worry value itself. It's greater than it is. And so it's more that you're in your head than versus reality here. Okay. There is a need to balance that out. I do think you're standing your ground on something. And there could be someone who comes in, I'm just getting this intuitively, that, you know, wants to give you criticism, but it's constructive criticism. So you can hear them out. Obviously, if it's not constructive criticism, do what you want to do to shut that person down. I do see rewards and happiness coming through where you've been probably a bit, I want to say, tumultuous in energy and feeling uncertainty on something. If you have like an addiction or a temptation, try to avoid lapsing into that or getting too obsessive on it. There is an end to worry. There is an end to worry and confused thoughts here. And this could be that you've just been trying to wait on uncertainty, wait on news to come in. Definitely moderation is needed, which helps you realize, you know, kind of gratitude. Try to be a bit patient if you feel like you're losing your patience on something. There is going to be something extremely positive and significant, an announcement that's coming in for you. Maybe you're waiting on this. I would say, which is strange downloads, if any of you are dancers, it's also a great time, because I feel like your body language and your overall expression is received a lot or is saying a lot to people. So I think that's great, Aries. So that's what I've got for you initially in the cards. We're going to go into a little bit of the October channeling that I was getting for you. And again, I think I did get something about your emotions. I think for the first part of October, and especially if we've got that full moon in your sign, I think you're going to feel cathartic. You might be feeling like you need to spill your emotions, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some of you might be feeling quite stressed around money. And it's not because there's going to be a shocking moment in money. This could be already something lingering with you, and then it's calmed down, and then you're like getting stressed again about it. It's not like something's going to happen about your money. That's what I mean. So you could be feeling that, but there's real big indicators here of a purging and letting go. And this is your emotions as well. Letting go of complicated things, letting go of complicated emotions, especially that first part of October. And as you move across, I think you're going to feel more balanced and harmonized, because these cards keep speaking to me in relationships, in a lot of things as well. I've just seen the World card, and I don't know why Spirit wanted me to see it, but can you see the balance coming in? And you feel a lot more optimistic, and you feel you're more in, as opposed to a lack, you feel more abundant in any way this could be. You feel also clear and harmonized in relationships. There's an opportunity to ground and restore your energy, I feel. Now, if some of you could be linking or are with a partner, I think, you know, the bedroom activity could feel quite intense. And you know, this could be because Mars could be playing a big role in astrology. I don't quite know, but I do get that in these cards. You know, look at this. Look at the intensity of Scorpio energy. So you know, that could be thing. And it could be like if you're single, you'll find a unified relationship. Some of you might feel like you're going for a reconciliation. I think there is also major tension that you've been feeling, and you're learning to let go of it. Again, I go back to that, letting go of anger, control, emotions, and that you don't have to compete with anyone or anything, Aries. I do get that as an overall theme for you this month. Again, for October, I feel for all of us, it's balance against intensity. And you will be in deep contemplation with what I'm seeing and what I've said already. And look at that enlightenment. Again, the psychic side. You may even decide to revamp your look. You know, it could be your hair, it could be just you want to put like 70s makeup on because you're going out. Some of you might decide a bit more like a Brazilian butt lift. Let me know how that goes. Or you're just looking at yourself, and I don't just mean physically, maybe also some past comes up in your subconscious mind. And as we move past, you're becoming more social. There's a social energy, and there could be some intense connections that do come up here. You know, we've got the Ace of Cups. We've got this as well. And you know, there could be a Sagittarius in your sign or energy. But again, it's harmony, it's harmonizing that. There could be intense discussions around money. There could be intense discussions around financing. You're looking at the meaning of life, maybe. It's going to be different for many of you. That's what I feel. I do think that there are some gains around your finances, and that could also give you a drive for money this month, or motivation. Do you know the saying that the more you contemplate or think of something, you could go further down a rabbit hole? And I feel that that could happen for some of you. Like, it could then make you hesitant on deciding on something. But I think by the end of the month, entering into November, you're going to be even more social. So like if the girls want to stay in or whatever it is, or your partner, you're like, nah, come on, we're going to go out. We've got the energy. We're not staying in all the time. Get rid of what you don't want, who you don't want around you, whoever's causing you confusion. Just break away. And again, I do think psychically you are, look at the abundance card. You are getting, this is telling me careful of rivalry, by the way. Getting spotlight on you in some way. You know, you could decide to speak, or you could say, hey Zain, I want to do a video or recording on your channel. I feel a bit psychic. And I'll be like, yeah, go ahead. Let's get it done. Let's go live. But I think this is not a bad month, and I don't think it's as intense as maybe what you felt in September. The first week might feel a bit purgy, might feel like your emotions are a bit in certain places, but as you can see, it's not. I think September might have been more difficult. So, and then towards the end of the month, in my October themes, I did say about a lot of emotions and compassion. So I wonder if that means there's a lot of water energy, and with fire, sometimes us fire signs don't really do so well with all the soppiness. Let's just admit. But overall, Aries, I think, you know, there's positive things to look forward to. There's nothing to fear here. So I hope you have a beautiful month, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and bye for now. Hello Taurus, so we're going to pull cards to see how this week is going for you, or your card is at the bottom. I was going to say, if I can't find your card, I'm putting you the Queen of Pentacles, and it's kind of like, nah. Okay, so let's get some cards out, and then I'm going to go into October channeled themes for you. Remember, you can check the other signs, and you can also check the October theme predictions, because there'll be collective energy, and not always does it only resonate on your sun sign. You know, check your sun, rising and moon if they're here. What can we get for Taurus? Well, the Queen of Pentacles comes up. I think some of you are going through trying to balance stuff, wanting to work something out. It could be with someone, it could be with something. And I do think that there is a reconciliation here. You're not actually seeing it, but I do see there's a reconciliation. I do with someone, and I think some of you could be having high demands of care expectations or home duties, something to do with that. Taurus and Capricorn, I think, are in the best position for career, money, job forecast this October overall. So yeah, this is talking to me about just making sure that you are balancing where you've got a lot of caring duties. I do see that there's great abundance for good career and job in the forecast. And I do think overall there's also family happiness and restored here. And news around family or even business is some kind of good news. If it's family, it could be a pregnancy. If it's business, it could be anything that would be a win around business. But you've also got a lot of love and support around you, as well as this abundant energy. And some of you could be feeling like you're moving into what seems to be more of your life path, as opposed to, let's just see something around this card. As opposed to where in the past you've been maybe, I'm just working, I'm getting my money, I've got loads of stuff. Some of you could be kind of like moving into a different kind of path or something extra. Just kind of reclaiming your life in a way. And there's a certain period here where your challenge is making sure that you balance your mind, and your blessing is that you are able to. So if you're over analyzing something, and there's problems, there's a resolution here to the problems. I see that the problems will be resolved, but there's over analyzing on something. I'm not sure what it is, but you can resolve any issue that you're kind of like not sure about. But don't deny them, don't turn your face against them, basically, because it can be resolved. I do think that you're guaranteed money, success, and maybe it's a different job, maybe it's money, it could be a change in your work career dynamic or path or responsibilities. Some of you, I think, do need to relinquish your dependency that you might have had on others, or that you do have on others, and depend more on yourself. And this could also be some of you kind of like just it's a time to move out. Now, going into more of the October themes, I think you are in your headspace quite a lot, and you're thinking maybe about how things could actually contribute to your mental health. And it could be from when you was in a child or childhood trauma. But like, what is it that mentally makes you feel a lot better? Is it you're not getting enough sleep? You could feel like you're not getting enough sleep in October. I feel like you're looking at that. I do also feel like there's a past life connection that could come up for you. You might date this person. You could be reevaluating a past way of dating. You could even decide that you're taking a break, or even some of you that you want to let go of someone. I do think that it's a good time to reconnect with your siblings. I do see that would work well. It's a good kind of social energy with your siblings. There's a more balanced way of your wellness and your routine here, and I feel like you're invoking that better pursuing of wellness or routine, and I think this is around the mid of the month onwards. You could be hashing out money in a job. You could be hashing out, analyzing money, job, contracts, if it's coming your way. I think you're going to find or see that mid-month, especially towards the end of the month, that you're speaking more compassionately with people. And this could be that you're kind of like, wow, I'm tapping into my emotions here, I'm a bit too emotional. As well as that analytical side towards the end of the month that I feel coming up again, and you feel like you've made some really great changes to your routine and what you've chosen to do, and even maybe around your friendships. And that seems, when you're thinking about it, when you're being analytical, it feels like you are finding that quite rewarding and empowering, because you see the changes that you've made. See, that's that walking away. That's that end to isolation. That's that end to maybe some money or something. I do think that you will be taking up a new hobby or activity, and during this time also you're going to be attracting a lot of people in October. A social time, relationships are getting together on the social side. Some of you could be changing career and status. That could be the change that I've been feeling as well. Overall, I think you're quite driven to get things done, get down to stuff. At a certain point in October, I do say that you could feel like you want to just restore your energy. You want to be a bit of a hermit, where you might be in your mind, you might be feeling a bit low or going down that rabbit hole for some of the days. And this is, again, going back to the beginning of October, I feel more so. You're going to be focusing, though, as we move on beautifying your regime, like I said, because you're going to be attracting a lot of people as well. You're going to be maybe but you're quite motivated in terms of being action, you know, driving action. You could even be with your beauty regime, it could even be focused on beautifying your home, like make more decoration or something. Maybe it could be Halloween. It is a good time if you don't have a job to look for a job. I do feel that because career money is good, if I haven't emphasized that enough already. And I feel like some of you, if you felt like you've been contemplating a lot, then and there's been contemplation ongoing, there is now momentum in that. If you've got a pet, your pet might need attention. It's not absolutely, but it might just need some of your attention. And some of you, again, really think you're emphasizing on your exercise, your routines, relationships. Sometime in October, you might feel like you're driven to go into research of cult, spirituality, something around those kind of themes, like deep diving into it. Suddenly you want to research a lot. And there's a lot of people that you're going to be around connecting to, having emotional talks with family visits. That is definitely coming up for you. So Taurus, this is what I have for you for October. I do recommend that you listen to it again later in the month, okay? And I'm going to move on to Capricorn. Hi Capricorn, so like I said in the intro, we're going to pull cards for the days now we're in, end of September, going into the whole first week. Then I'm going to go into October themes that I've been getting. Oh, my candles. Oh, don't you hate it when that does it? When it does that. Okay. In October, I think you and Taurus, out of these 4 signs, are going to be most in money gains, career gains. That kind of stuff is really good this month. So I don't know what you're doing, Capricorn, but that should be good news for you. Very significant. So October and this week that I'm talking about is very significant for you. A lot of you are thinking about travel, and firstly, I think some of you are coming to the end of something, a major chapter in your life, and you could be thinking about this. You could have been thinking for a while. Some of you could have been met with something that changes, and that could be that you know, you've not had a job for a while, you've been waiting on a job, and suddenly you get that communication coming in and you're able to move forward. There is travel here. I also think in terms of, like, if you're part of a club or a work group or something, you become the authority or you're in charge of something. I feel like that is coming up in your energy. And there is success in getting what you want. And some of you, it could have been a while, I want to say waiting, but thinking was coming through on this. I think someone out there, you could also get a gain of like either a new car or a company car or a finance car, something around those lines. I do think there is love, there's mutual parting in a relationship, and this could be love or it could be work relationship for some of you. Again, some of you, I think I got this in the last month, forgive me if you've got a partner, this could be parting of a partner doing a work project abroad or traveling. I do think, Capricorn, I'm getting a message that if someone is trying to convince you to do something that you don't really want to do, you need to know it's okay to say no. I don't think Capricorn has issue with that, but it's coming up. This club or work or something, you seem to be growing into a VIP. You're moving forward on this. It seems like it's quite powerful. There is an unexpected change here, but I don't see it being bad. And you could be dealing with like schools, corporations, colleges. This could be a new job, something you've been working and hoping for a while. Make it fit how it is for you, obviously. If you are getting an offer or you're part of this club or community or corporation or something, ask the questions you've got. You need to ask those questions. You are on the road to success, although it seems like it might be long traveled. It might seem like it's going to be a long journey to where I want to get to, but there's also support and triumph here that I'm seeing. You've got major signifiers for October, and this is this week going into October and the beginning days of October. So this is very significant as well. You are protected by your spirit guides, and I do think that you could see omens and signs, and that could be just like, you know, you ask for signs, you ask for numbers. I do think that that is coming up for you, Capricorn. I'm going to pull a couple of more cards as we look into October, and I think the beginning of October you could be looking at moving, relocating. You could be looking at finishing a home project. I do think if you've had any rift with a family member, you could be discussing that. For example, there's a focus on home and base, and also this could be releasing old values. I do also get that some of you are getting a connection with a past life person. And this could also be if you go on a short travel, long travel in October. That travel, if it's in October, there could be a connection with a past life person. Overall, it seems like there could be a connection with a past life person coming in. I do think that you need to be careful. Again, this is where I said ask questions and say no where you want to, because if you don't, it could do a bit of a topsy-turvy on what you actually want here with the miracle that goes upside down. And that's what I was getting with that, even though sometimes, you know, it depends on how I feel it's placed. There's a new beginning in a career, there's a new beginning in a position, in responsibilities. I think there's a new beginning in image of how people will see you. There's like a high-powered connection that some of you could be having as well, and could actually attract a partner. This partner could be through a social gathering. It could also be someone who says that that might suddenly say, "Can we date?" And it could be because they really like your thoughts, the way you think. So they're attracted to your mental kind of thought processes or views. We are winding down this year. So, you know, I mean, I think although these last months are going to be turbulent, I think there is going to be ups and downs, but I feel the overall energy is a bit is going to start to balance, because we've got things to also look forward to. You are thinking of your career here. You are more focused on, or you're more focused on work and relationships around these aspects as well. And I think towards the mid and end of the month, you might be a bit more social. You might focus on doing some social activities, charity, communities, that club that I mentioned. And you might start feeling a lot more light-hearted in October, whether it's socializing with family members or whomever. There is a change in dynamics for your future. Now, this is very significant. We've got the Death card, we've got the World card, and we've got the Tower. And it's the way you're thinking of the future, the visions, the connections. And you may be called to feel like you want to help others and people who really value, or people who really value what they say. Home is definitely a focus in the first initial part. And it could make you feel a bit restless. It depends on your other placements. You know, like if you're quite grounded, earth, water, maybe you'll be fine. But if you do feel a bit restless, just know that this is causing it. And during this time, all relationships of all kinds, and meeting new people is a big energy here, I feel. Having said what I've said with the changes and revamping, looking at your values, it could also mean that you decide to look at what you want to change, maybe in your looks or something around you, to be more aesthetically pleasing. It could be even in your home. Income and values, like I said, is something you're looking at. And this could also be investments, you know, getting rid of stuff, purging stuff. Over this next 4 months is going to be, let's say 3 months to the end of the year. Your status, so the purging and getting rid of stuff is that energy. Status of career, relationships seems to continue to come up for you as well. Because I think I got this in September, some of these kind of dynamics, not exactly. Some of you will be looking at how you think, how you're like viewing stuff, and everything you're going through. You are going through some transformation now and into the next couple of months. And I'd say pay attention to your visions and your dreams, because you could have psychic downloads. And you're going to feel like your determination on something is a massive driving factor, and it actually makes you feel quite good. So I do like that energy for you. I don't know if I said in that week, it's coming back up, if I said in the first weekly card, or the end of September going into the first week of October, your psychic abilities might be, you know, you might have psychic visions, downloads, and pay attention to those. But overall, Capricorn, I think this is a great month. You know, I think it's a really good month, and just to be aware of this, I would revisit this reading, just refresh what, you know, what we go through. Sometimes we can't see exactly what is being highlighted to us, so do revisit this. And if it doesn't speak to you this month, you can check if you're if you have a sign dominant in one of the other 3 signs, then you can check that. But obviously I wish you a blessed October. Do check the October collective themes and predictions that is coming up. And I'm going to go on to Pisces. Good luck, Capricorn, and thank you for being here. Bye for now. Pisces. So Pisces, what we're going to do is going to pull cards for now. It's the ending into, we're sort of like in the ending of September, end days of September. You could be seeing this on the end, very 30th of September. and we will be and into the first week of October, and then I will channel into that first week of October more themes. One thing that I was getting with you is pick and choose your battles. Let's just put a card for Pisces so that I know. You know, I'm going to put you the Ace of Cups. Okay. Pick and choose your battles. If there are arguments and tension, cooperation is going to be key. I feel like some of you could be taking a risk on doing or saying something, words, and I think you really need to be careful on what you say in exchange. Because so let's say, I'm just giving you an example, sometimes in a relationship, and this is not necessarily about your relationship, we say, you know what, I don't care, I don't want this relationship, you can go, you can leave, and the person walks out and you're like, oh F. Do you know that kind of energy? So just think about it. I also think you need to watch out this last week going into the first. You could feel like catching a cold, you could feel like a flu or a virus kind of energy, just like run down energy. I think you need to be careful that that's that risk that you wanted to take. So watch your health. If you're having anxiety, lack of sleep, it could be from over worrying about something. And I don't want to diminish anyone's worry, because it's, you know, worry is worry. It's not nice. But I'm getting that you could be making mountains over like something that is quite small. So I would watch that out. Make sure you get also enough sleep. But here we've got a major turning point for you. And I felt that in your September predictions. A major turning point in a lot of stuff. And there is happiness here. There is a giving back and achievements coming in that is going to give you a new fulfillment of a new cycle. I also feel like a wish, a sincere wish that you've been wanting for a very long time is going to be granted. I think with this Page of Wands, some of you could be focusing on your children, your grandchildren, and there could be one significantly. But I feel like this is actually telling me also, be a lot light-hearted in your relationships, because it's going to make you feel better and less bogged down. Now, the wisdom here upside down is where I felt like you were taking some risks and maybe saying stuff in arguments where you need to be a bit more cooperative and actually think, be a bit wise. I also get for you is that, you know, some of you could have been complacent in something and not forgiving on something. And that could be from feeling like a lot of tension, a lot of worry. And I think if you review that, you might decide to say or act differently. I just feel like there's indecisive energy as well here. And I think it's because there are delays or something that makes you feel tied. And that's making you avoid making decisions or being very indecisive. Some of you are going to be working smarter, not harder. And some of you, I do get a sense that working hard or overworking is coming to an end for you. So I don't know what that could mean. It's positive. It could mean that you're retired. It could mean that you're working smarter. You're not overworking yourself. Could be a lot of stuff. It's positive. I think with the energy that I'm getting this week as well, it's important to do some physical activity if you can. So whether it's stretching, whether it's taking the dog for a walk, whether it's walking in nature, kind of like meditative. But I do feel like Pisces, there's a lot of shape shifting in a way for you, even on a transformative personal level. And it could even be something you're changing, you say, or the way you do stuff or say stuff. I do get that. In October, as we go further in, some of you in the beginning could be selling some stuff. You could be cooking up a lush dinner, or even going to a lush restaurant. It seems like you're enjoying something, you know, either tasty or lush, and it feels good. The transformation, I feel, is where you're purging outdated values and you're bringing balance into relationships. Interesting, because I put the Ace of Cups for you, didn't I? And you're also reflecting on whether you've been quite nitpicky on certain things, and does it really need that? Whether you're in a relationship or not, I think you're going to be deepening ties with someone, and some of you could meet, you might meet a partner, and this partner could be from a past life. Obviously, if you're single, I'm not encouraging anything. It could be platonic. Okay, I feel like it's more like partner though. Some of you could be thinking of a distant travel or abroad, and you could be thinking that could be on your mind, which feels good. You could get a financial agreement come through if you've been waiting on that. It's an expansive month for you, and especially if you are traveling, the travel is going to also add to your growth and expansion. And as we're winding down this year, you know, I will check the October predictions. There's a lot that you will find that there's been transformation from last year occurring that you might not have felt you might do. But definitely this month is transforming you, is moving you. People are coming and people are going, and it's a theme. And you're actually wanting to explore more. There could be, you know, you could be granting a benefit, you could be getting money. There's an energy of getting money from others, and there's a strong theme around that, whether it's an investment, whether it's an insurance. And you could be wanting more money as well and thinking about money side of stuff. Some of you are looking to the future in this next chapter, what you need to do. You are motivated, especially in the beginning of the month, and you're looking at how you value others, and there's going to be a self-awareness from your subconscious mind coming forward for you. And there is this nostalgic energy. There's an energy of like looking at the future. What do you need to do for the future? And also relationships that could be from past job relationships. Nostalgia of a lot of the past is coming out. And you're also at the same time wanting to look and feel real good. You might also find that you're gaining more money, but as you're gaining this money, you're just spending it. So you're splurging it out. Obviously, think whether that's suitable for you. There is an opportunity for a business venture. There is an opportunity for money, a new insurance policy, relationships around money, receiving money from others over the next couple of months. This could also be your partner gets granted money. So it's money through others. You have a shared account. Your dreams, your psychic visions, your intuition, there's profound energies around this. And I think it's going to help give you some clarification towards the end of the month. There's your transformation. You're looking at yourself and where you've been and where you're going. You're really analysing that. And you're dissolving the old sense of yourself. You're also reevaluating who is in your energy. Determination is here, travel is here, light-hearted approach to exploration is here, branching out is here. You might also find that you're coming up with philosophical discussions. So you might be sat in a group and you come up with these philosophical discussions, and they're received really, really well. And you're sharing it and you're talking, and it's providing you with good energy, and it's motivating, and it feels very rewarding as well. So that's what I have for you this month, Pisces. I hope this resonated. If it didn't, you can revert back in October, because something will resonate with you, will also provide you with guidance. But I do hope it helped. And yeah, make sure that you do come back to it, because I think at the beginning we listen and we might think something resonates, sometimes it doesn't. And it's important to reflect back on stuff, because sometimes it can give us guidance. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you give it a like, a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you throughout October if you're going to review this. Take care, and bye for now.